All right. Today in the Panorama Brand Studio, we have a former law enforcement officer in the house, Harold Chatman. Welcome. Harold is now the owner of HVL Coaching and Training Center after obtaining his ISSA personal trainer and AFPA health and wellness coach certifications. In 2020, Harold was recognized by ISSA, which is the International Sports Sciences Association, with the Elite Trainer Award. Harold is also the creator and owner of his Glow Vibrant Collagen supplement, which I can't wait to talk more about. And he just started his own podcast called Living a Healthy, Vibrant Life, which I had the opportunity to go on. It's episode 3, so check that out. Harold, I find you incredibly humble and hardworking, and I'm so glad to flip seats with you today to share more about you with our audience. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. That's definitely an extraordinary intro you have there.
You're welcome. I try to make sure I know who I'm talking to. And of course, I've gotten the opportunity to get to know you the last several months. Yeah. So maybe tell us how we met. I love to start with this question because I feel like connecting with people is like the first part.
I would say we met, I think one time you was taking my collagen, checking out the collagen before. And then I seen you in the human store, and I was like, I think I seen her before. And then they was like, oh, yes, Alexis. And then one time you came in there, and then they was like, that's Harold. And I was like, that's Alexis. And then we just started communicating in because you come in there often, and I come in there often. I used to go to the one in the Vintage, but I know you live close in the one in the Heights. And then ever since then, you big in the health and wellness. Usually most people that's into big in like health, wellness, fitness, you automatically connect with people like that because it's not like a big amount of people that understand that type of lifestyle are like really committed.
So or really passionate about it.
Passionate about it or like actually like live that lifestyle. People say they work out, but most people don't actually live that lifestyle.
Well, and truthfully, how I really heard about you was when you were on Randy Canales' podcast. So I listened to your episode and I was like, I really like your story. That is so cool. So I gave you a follow after that on Instagram. That's how I knew what you looked like. So when I saw you in the human store, I go, is your name Harold?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the Randy. I forgot about Randy.
But that's Randy. How I spotted you. And I think you knew I was following you and had followed back. And I had messaged you like, hey, really liked your episode there. So I'm excited we're officially doing our own episode because we've come full circle.
Definitely a full circle. Randy, then I interviewed you, and I interviewed me. And it's like, oh, yeah.
It's perfect. So I thought it would be good to start out with, how did you decide to become a law enforcement officer? And maybe what were some of the challenges or lessons you learned in terms of mental health in that space that made you want to maybe transition out? But kind of give us that story because it's really awesome. Thank you for your service, by the way.
I would say, well, back in high school, we had a criminal justice program at Nimitz High School. Like I was in for like 2 years, and so we learned about law enforcement. We even went to the prison system down in Huntsville, the death chamber that they have down there. Where they put people to sleep. Ooh. So that was pretty insightful. It was scary too because like it's not like an old prison. It's inmates actually there, and there's actually people on death row, but nobody wasn't on death row during the time. But we went there. And we got to see like the process they go through, like when the net lasts 24 hours, they're on before they get put to death.
That's insane.
And then also the chamber that they in, the last meal, from the priest they go through, and then also the 3 different drugs that they administer as well. So it was pretty like scary. It was like my heart was like beating because like
I bet
it's really serious because once you go down there, they lock it down, and it's like. And it's like 3 drugs. Like one drug, they put you to sleep that you're not going to wake up. And then the next drug, they put you in and relaxes your muscle. And the third drug is when they like
knocks you out.
It's like you're dying. Like, and it's like a quick process.
Yeah.
And the reason why they go through it takes so long. I thought it was interesting because like the reason why it takes so long because they investigate to make sure they're not putting the wrong person, make sure they got the right person. And so I was fascinated about that when I was coming up. And then we just went through a lot of different things in high school. And then in college, I majored in criminal justice. And I did a federal law enforcement internship with the Drug Enforcement Agency. And then I did one with the U.S. Marshals as well. And so I thought law enforcement was a thing. But when I realized working with both of those agencies, it was a lot of like pushing paperwork, a lot of investigative work. So like what people see on TV is not really ideal. It's like after they do their investigation work and then they go bust a house. But sometimes that may take up to like years, months. It may take a while because they be following somebody. But the thing is, you have to get a warrant, and then you have to make sure the judge signed the warrant, and then you got to make sure that's actually that person. So a lot of surveillance work before they actually get to the police work.
Lots goes into it.
Yeah, a lot go into it. And so I was able to see that like firsthand. Then also with the drugs, then also fugitive apprehension, how they transport prisoners from one spot to another. And but yeah, well, one of the reasons why law enforcement was tough for me because it's like it's a very stressful job.
I bet.
Mental health, I would feel like I don't know too many officers as mental health is pretty good because like you got remember you're going to work to put out fires every day. You're not getting called like, hey, like she's happy that they doing a good job. Maybe unless you're a community service officer, but for the most part, you putting out fires. You're going to shit every day.
Yeah, and it's probably tough to kind of unwind and even get that kind of those things off your mind, especially when they take so long, like you're saying. And so it's a constant. You have to constantly like be revisiting it. It
is. It's like especially like when you're beginning, like when you first on the force, it's like you seeing a lot of different things happen. And it's different when you're in the police academy. Police academy is like it's kind of fluffed a little bit, but when you get out in the streets, like it's just you, and it's like you pretty much going through it. And it's like they put usually in the rookies they put you in the rough areas because like nobody want to be there, and then when another rookie comes, you transfer out. So it's like you learn pretty quickly, and it's very like it's hard to have a balance.
Yeah. So do they have programs to help officers with mental health? I'm just curious. Like, did they ever offer that to you?
Well, it's always there to you, but in regards, you'd be like so busy that you may not have time to do it.
Okay.
Because like you maybe work, let's just say you work an 8-hour shift, but you're probably gonna work a 10 because sometimes you may have to lay over because you may take somebody to jail. And then you may have a crash accident that you may on scene for. You can't just like clock out, especially if you're on a crash and you get off at 8, the crash dropped at 7:30. You probably may be out there for like another 2 hours.
It's hard to prioritize that time for you.
Yeah, and then now it's like you're running over. Now it's like you're tired, you're stressed. You probably haven't ate like you should, and it's like you just be putting on weight, and then your mental health suffers, then your family suffers because like you in the mood. And then you got to go to work the next day and do it all over again. And then it's like a consistent process. That's why like most officers, their health is not the best because it's hard to take care of yourself when you're in a stressful situation. And it's a constant, like you going to call to call.
It kind of sucks because I really think, knowing you and all officers, really, you're going into it with the intention of you want to help people and you want to protect people. And so you're putting a lot of energy into your work, but you don't have enough time and energy to nourish your body and get enough sleep and cultivate your relationship. So it just sounds, it's just really hard to prioritize, especially when you've got that innate desire to help and protect. So that's really tough, and it's really interesting. So you were more on kind of like you said the drug side.
No, that was a DEA. I was more like patrol, like writing tickets, crashes.
I was about to ask, did you write people speeding tickets?
Oh yeah, I wrote people speeding tickets, took people to jail.
So is it true we can go at least 9 over, but if you break 10, then you're gonna pull us over?
Usually, like I would say, like for example, I think the Katy freeway is like 65 or 70. So you can go like somehow you go like hit 75. When you go over 75. It may get you for that because most people are going like 85 on it, 80, 85. So if you're going between like 80 to like 90.
Yeah, I've gotten pulled over somewhere going 45 up to the airport before, and I was like, sorry, I was just trying to make my flight. but I mean, it was fine. But yeah, I've always heard from friends of friends who have, law enforcement in their family that usually over 10 is where you should start to be worried. But
definitely over 10. That's where the threshold starts.
There's a secret.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about your space there, and I know you had that awareness that you were struggling with your mental health and just again prioritizing things that you wanted to do for your mind and body, right? So maybe you start to shift out of that, but do you have any recommendations for people that still want to get into that field or in that field, maybe what they could do to help themselves? Do you have any recommendations looking back to help others?
I would say like the best thing to do, you want to make sure you're right first before you go in there career field. If you're already struggling before you go in there, you're going downhill. So you want to make sure you have a good routine before you go in there.
That's good.
If not, you just gonna be trying to playing catch up. If you're already struggling before you go in, it's just basically just having a routine before you go in there, and then having like being present with yourself, like what you eat, like your supplements, like having a good workout routine. This ain't gonna be perfect because sometimes you're not gonna be able to, but you want to have some type of healthy habits
Right.
in there.
At least an 80-20.
Yeah, you definitely do. If not, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and maybe some type of meditation or something in that realm.
Yeah, it's I would say more like you want to have a health routine, like working out. It's hard for people to meditate because your brain is processing so fast.
I know, that's why I think it's important.
Yeah, it is important, but it's hard for people to do it. The average person not going to do it. The average person can't even sit and can do a stretch.
I know. Well, and that's why, again, I like yoga because it's more of a moving meditation. But also, there are some good apps. I've listened to some meditation apps. You can just find them on Spotify now. But Headspace, Insight Timer, some of those that guide you so you don't have to sit there yourself can help you to wash your mind or give a shower to your mind is what I like to call it.
I like to do meditation a little bit before I go to work. Something like that. I may listen to like a smoothing, like what they call those, like smoothing sounds.
Some of the binaural beats, things like that.
Real smooth, no talking, just smooth.
Shift into the right waves, like the different alpha, beta.
Yeah, it is. I'm big on that.
So, okay, so were you always interested in wellness? It sounds like maybe you tried to have a routine or were trying to keep a routine. So how did you kind of shift out of that? What was the point where you decided to leave and get into personal training? And like, how did that come to you?
Well, I already had a routine going in. It just got discombobulated. I did.
Yeah.
That's why it was easy for me to translate into what I'm doing now. But it was like I worked out. I did my best. I did eat good, but it's like sometimes I couldn't eat my lunch because I got to go warm it up. So sometimes we'd be on the scene. So the only thing I can do is like go to a gas station or go to fast food and get something. And I knew I was gonna feel it, but it's like I didn't have time to go to a station to warm it up because I may be on the scene, maybe doing a report in the car.
Yeah. Tip: make sandwiches.
Yeah. Make sandwiches, have some bars, some nuts, make a protein shake, stuff
there
like that.
There you go.
But it was definitely, well, I've been working out since I was 13. Like my mom introduced me to it. And so fitness wasn't like hard, and I just couldn't maximize it like I want to when you're working a full-time job. And I was working like 12-hour shifts. So it was rough. But how I got into fitness, it was like I worked for Harris County, and then I worked for Sealy Police Department, and it just didn't like fit my demeanor or my morals, like what I had to do and forced to do, and I was mainly like a people person, so I would look at like if a person's speeding, I'd be speeding too. So if this person haven't had a ticket in a while, or like when you pull somebody over, they shaking like this to give you their license.
Yeah,
like,
that's me.
And then you're looking like and then you look at their record. They haven't had a ticket in like 5 or 6 years. I'm like, I'm not finna give this person a ticket. I don't feel good giving them a ticket.
Dang, could you have pulled me over instead?
But I was like a people person.
Yeah.
And so like I got in trouble for that a good amount of times. Like you just giving people free passes out here. My sergeant got on me about that. And so I'm like, no, I don't think they deserve a ticket. You look at everybody, haven't had a ticket in a while. And if you look at my body cam, they scared. So like, what's the point of giving somebody wouldn't be an asshole?
The warning is a scare enough.
Yeah. So like, I don't think they deserve a ticket. And so he's like, well, we have our quota and stuff like that. Like we gotta take a certain amount of people to jail a month. We gotta write a certain amount of tickets a month. Like I tell people, it's like a business.
Yeah.
They gotta generate revenue for the county or whatever their division, and also they submit those results to the government to get funding. Just like I said, just like a business, like everything else.
Yeah, so it started to feel misaligned. Maybe.
Yeah, I was feeling like once I realized how that was, I was like, this ain't for me. And I couldn't like really sleep at night and fit well, and so I was like, I always did like working out and training. I just didn't know how to maximize and monetize it. Yeah. And so I met a buddy of mine at 24 Hour Fitness. He said, man, you ought to try get your personal training on the side or something like that. And I was like, I don't know about that. I'm working full time. I don't know how I can do that. He said, man, you should try get your personal training and see how it goes. And so he always will say that to me. He said, because you don't come off as like a cop. And I was like, well, I got my gun in my bag. Yes, I said my gun is definitely in my bag. I always bring my gun in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was laughing, but he's like, and so long story short, I ended up getting my personal training certification, and I took like a leave from the department, and I never came back.
Wow.
Once I was able to cover my bills, like barely make it,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck this.
Yep. I found where I want to be.
Yeah,
And
I
it
feel
probably,
like
and it aligned with you more.
I feel like I was helping people, and I had more control of it, and I feel like I was more like changing people's lives for the better.
I love that.
And that's why I know I was doing it because people was actually felt good about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, yeah, this is for me.
So how did you start training people in a gym or one-on-one?
I started at so the guy that helped me out, he ended up stopped working at 24 Hour Fitness, and so he ended up getting a fitness director job at Fitness Connection. And so the funny part about that is all about connections, right? So I bumped into him at Fitness Connection because I was getting some alkaline water, and I had a Fitness Connection gym from way back, and so I seen him in there. I said, hey, what the fuck, what you doing in here? He said, oh, man, I ended up quitting 24 Hour Fitness. I was offered a fitness director job here. I said, man, that's perfect, man. Like, I'm working on my personal training certification. I took a leave. I'm almost done. I said, what can I get a job at? Should I, like, come work here? Where you at, a fitness director?
Hire me.
Yeah. He's like, nah, man, you should work at another one. You can make more money there. He said, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put in a good word for you for David and reach out to him and say, give me, like, a couple days. I'm going to send him a message. You talk to him. And so I said, Dante, is it good for me to go see him now? He's like, yep. And then that's when I had, like, recently finished my certification, too, so I was ready. And so I went and met David, and David, I guess he put in a good word for me. It's like I didn't even have an interview, just pretty much he talked to me for that day, and then we just started the application process. It wasn't even an interview. It was basically like a conversation. And
then you were ready to start training people on the floor?
By the end of the week, I met with him that Tuesday, and by Friday, I was working.
Wow.
Because they submitted my background check. He did everything that day. He put everything that day. The background check, I did my application that day. Interview was done, and Friday I was working.
Mm-hmm. Do you have to kind of recruit your own clients at the gyms?
When I was at Fitness Connection?
Yeah.
So usually Fitness Connection, how they did is they people would sign a membership, and then you get a fitness consultant. A consultation.
Yeah.
And so you would try to close them in, and then of course Fitness Connection is so big, people are inquiring about like training as it is. And then usually how it works is they put you with a trainer that fits, and then that's pretty much how that goes.
So it flowed pretty naturally to you. What did most people, like what's the most common goal that people were working with you on?
Weight loss.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I feel like that's the answer. I like to ask.
But usually I try to ask them what's more of a passionate goal, because I feel like weight loss is pretty easy. But I know I'm just speaking for myself. But most people, they struggle with it. So I would ask them, what's like a passion goal? Because losing weight is easy. That's like I always tell people, you don't have to come to the gym to lose weight.
Right. That's why I was wondering. So I was like, sometimes the people that go to the gym actually want to be stronger or develop certain muscles. And so I was curious, just like if it was still weight loss.
Yeah.
So we see that a lot in health coaching. Yeah.
I tell them weight loss is basically, that's what you feed yourself. When you come to the gym, is tone and strength, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't come to the gym to lose weight.
Are you good at helping people like tone different muscles?
I would say more like, because sometimes weight have a certain specific way in toning, because everybody's body's different. So you could be like really, let's just say you're doing like bicep curls, but also you growing your triceps too. But your triceps may be poking out more than your biceps. You know, everybody's body's different. So you may be mainly working biceps, but mainly your triceps are showing out more in a longer period of time.
Yeah, I know a lot of moms want to work their arms.
And but yeah, I always tell them like it's kind of hard to have that conversation with them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But you would customize.
Yeah, I would customize
programs to help people with their goals.
I done helped a good amount of people like the goals. I would say more like the wellness aspect, probably the biggest thing I help people out with, like understanding like how to sustain a healthy lifestyle. Fitness part is easy. Like when you start working out, things gonna start toning. Your body you start feeling shit back there.
I've noticed that.
But the wellness part, I would say, is the hardest part, like how to sustain that and also scale it.
Okay, so that kind of brings us to the next point, right? So you were doing the fitness coaching, and I know we've talked before where you started getting a lot of questions or wanting to help people on the wellness side because that was going to have more impact on the specific goals they were asking about. So how did you get into nutrition? Because then you went on to get some of those certifications to help people.
Oh,
and how did you
man.
start integrating that in?
Oh man, that's a real good question. So I bumped into a wall at Fitness Connection. Well, I mean, like I hit a wall because I bumped into a person because I started being good at it, but I hit a wall because I was having clients that would work out really disciplined and eat this consistently, but then they was still like wasn't losing weight, things still wasn't working. So I'm like, fuck, I don't know what else to do. Do more reps. I don't know, eat less. But then I started like looking at, gotta be more to it. I work out harder, and then I started researching like stress management, sleep, and then I started researching just the overall like healthy lifestyle. Like, do you have peace in your home? Like, how's your job? Like, asking those type of questions.
You got curious.
I did. I was like, cause I hit a wall.
Yeah. And you didn't give up. You're like, I'm going to help them figure this out.
Yeah, so I didn't know myself. So I had to
Because I always have looked good.
Yeah. So I'm like scratching my head like, but then I start realizing like, you know, people are really stressed out. Some people not getting no sleep. Okay. So your body can't recover. You know, if you're really stressed out, that can cause you to lose weight, cause you to gain weight. And at the end of the day, it can kill you. Stress is like the leading cause of death. Stress causes you to smoke. Stress causes you to drink. Stress causes you to eat bad foods. You know, people think it's cigarettes, it's stress. If you control your stress, you will have more control over your bad habits.
That's true.
And once I figured that out,
that.
I started putting together stress management tips, stress management activities, like things like if you're not going to quit your job, but let's come back with some positive reinforcement that we can balance that out. And so that's why I started helping my clients out with that. And once I started doing that, I was like, oh man, next thing you know, people start losing weight because people like stress. I can't lose this extra pound. I'm like, you stressed out about this damn extra pound.
So that really just helping them with their stress helped them lose weight.
Oh man, it did.
That's incredible.
It did.
Tip for the audience there.
It is. Because you got to think about it. It's just like when you be stressed, like you probably make bad decisions and you're like, why did I do that? Yeah, for sure. And for me too, we've talked about this. Like for a woman, the more stressed you are, the harder it is to balance your hormones. And your hormones are controlling a lot of things in your body, including like metabolism. So yeah, for sure. If you lower the stress and do some stress management, definitely you'll feel better. And a lot of that stuff will just naturally start to happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also sleep too.
Sleep, yeah. You know I love sleep.
Yeah. So I always tell people like the 5 pillars. Well, you got fitness, nutrition, stress management, proper sleep, and then supplement intake. Okay.
Yeah. You want to touch on some supplements you normally recommend to clients?
Well, first of all, people need to take the multivitamins. You need to get you a men's multivitamins or a women's multivitamins. You definitely want to take some for your inflammation, like some turmeric, anti-inflammatory. I would definitely recommend. Most people don't have enough greens. Maybe have like a green capsule or like a green powder because that's your gut health. Yeah. You need to make sure that because most people don't get a regular bowel movement. Some people like, I haven't pooped in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, not enough fiber.
I'm like, that's terrible. I say you trapped in there.
You ain't gonna lose that weight until you lose that.
I say you got garbage in there. You gotta take out the trash.
Yeah.
If you don't take out the trash, how can you expect everything to flow? I always tell people your body is like a car. So I always relate everything like, you gotta dumb it down to people because some people don't understand when you start explaining a certain way. I say your car need an oil change, tires rotation, change the oil. You gotta get windshield wiper fluid in there. But the thing is, you can replace the car. You can't replace your body, so you gotta take care of your body a lot better than your car. And so I break it down to them. I said, when last time you done this? Nope, I haven't done this. Well, your kidneys are probably shit. I said, you keep it up, you may be on dialysis. So you definitely need to take care of yourself a lot better. If not, you shouldn't expect your best to be the best of yourself at the end of the day.
Oil your machine for sure.
Right.
For sure. So it sounds like you do help men and women.
Yep.
Okay. And you were doing a lot of coaching in the gym, but you have your own training center now. So do you basically have your own business where you take your clients now? Mm-hmm. And where do y'all meet? How would someone come to you to work with you?
I would say definitely find me on Google. Like for my business, they can definitely find me on Instagram.
So we said HVL.
Well, Coaching and Training Center.
So for the audience, what does HVL stand for?
Healthy Vibrant Life.
There you go. Money.
Yeah. That's it. It's Healthy Vibrant Life. That's it.
Yeah. So website, Instagram. And also I have how other people find me, I have it's probably like a hack for trainers. Like I have I guess I'll tell them. So I have a Google screening ad. So how I found out about it is I was typing in like personal training and I seen like only 2 people in Houston had it. So they do Google, what they do is they'll verify you. Depends on if you have a personal service like
photographs, stuff like that. So anybody typing like personal training in around my area, it pop up a lot higher before they pop up like other businesses that
like an SEO.
But the thing is through Google, so Google had to do a background check. Took them like 2 weeks.
Interesting. Okay, so
it's only like
through Google.
There's only 2 people that have it in Houston. I'm the third. And so I researched. I was like, I got to find a way to get this.
Yeah, I wonder if they have that for health coaches or like yoga instructors.
They do.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that.
They do. So Google screening that.
All right, I'm gonna talk about that offline. But where do you take them to train now? Where would you take me to train?
I have it's a fitness center where I have my business inside. So for like $249 in like Spring Cypress, and so I have my own office in there.
Okay, so you could train people there.
Oh,
do you sometimes like if people have like an apartment gym, like can you do that? Like I don't know, like do you ever meet people in a different space if they prefer that?
It's very rare unless they're like really close.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be too far away from the gym. I have one client I go to their house.
Okay, if they have like a house gym, yeah.
Yeah, but I've been training them ever since before I was used to train at the country club. So I've been training for a while. They got big house on Cypresswood.
Yeah, don't have that yet. One day, goals. Okay, so that's a little bit about what your training is. And on the nutrition side, you obviously have a supplement line for your collagen. So at what point throughout this did you decide to add that?
I would say because like the thing is, anybody know like in personal training, you go through like ways it goes like up, down. So I got tired of that shit. I was like, you know what, I need to find something that can supplement that because it slows down in I would say the fourth quarter of the year because most people are shopping, holiday season. People ain't worried about losing no weight.
And fourth quarter.
Yeah, fourth quarter goes slow. So I was like, man, I need to come up with something that can come back and balance that. And I was like looking at like, what can I do? And I always was interested in products because I take supplements. I said, let me see if I can like maybe do my own supplement. So I did is I got on Google and I like started researching like supplements and manufacturers. And so I found like about 6 of them.
6 manufacturers? Okay.
I found 6 of them. So I started making phone calls. And then a couple of them, they was like, oh, yeah, just send me a quote or something like that. I'm like, I don't know. It's my first time doing it. Scratch off. I call somebody else. Yeah, you had the minimums here. Like, you send me the formula. Like, I need you to hold my hand. I ain't never done this. Scratch off. And then I found a company that he's like, yeah, man, you know, we'll walk you through the process, the formulas and stuff like that. I said, oh, cool. Call him back tomorrow. Set up an appointment with him. Yeah. The next day. Then next you know, it just went up from there. But it was very like difficult process putting it together with the label design, getting it approved like the FDA. You can't over medicate people. And you know, trademark stuff like that. It's definitely like an expensive process, but you got to remember it's a long-term play.
Yeah. So you had a vision that you wanted to make a supplement. You were interested in the collagen. You found a manufacturer through Google, so power of Google. Yep. That was willing to kind of work with you since it was your first time, to kind of walk you through what does the process look like. We can kind of tailor this supplement, you know, add, take away until we get the flavor right, because you obviously had to make sure it tasted okay.
That's another process.
Yeah, that's right, a whole other process. And then from there, you finalize the formula. You got to work on the brand, the label. You said all the FDA, et cetera, like things you got to follow. And then from there, you can start launching it. So how long did that process for you take? Do you remember?
Girl, that's an 89-step process from start to finish.
A year? 2 years?
No, I would say it take like about, the first time it took like about 4 months because I was fresh in it.
That's not bad, yeah.
So I took like about 4 months with label design, and then it just takes like a good amount because you gotta get the formula, you gotta get your ingredients right, you gotta make sure like what ingredients you pick, make sure they don't like clunk up or like get stiff. So you gotta make sure all the ingredients mix well together. And then also because they get because the supplement factory, they get the raw materials from, they outsource it, so they gotta make sure they hold that quality. So you gotta make sure you find a good supplement manufacturer that has a certain certification, that they gotta clean the stuff right, and they have like good.
That's important.
Yeah, if you're not, you may get in trouble. The next thing you know, they suing you, and also you're trying to sue the manufacturer.
Okay, so what kind of insurance did you have to get? Some insurance or liability to cover you?
So I have insurance. I have insurance in my business, but also they have insurance on theirs as well. Because usually, like if you was to get sick or whatever through my product, you would mainly go after the manufacturer. I'm just selling the product and putting it together, but they're the ones that putting everything together.
Okay, is that called white labeling or like no? Because that white labeling is more, it's somebody else
white
is
labeling
making
is
it.
basically like taking somebody else's ingredients that they have and putting my name behind it.
Yeah. But this one you actually customized.
Yeah, I customize it.
Because it's got some cool stuff. Beyond the collagen, you've got some other beauty ingredients in there, like the vitamin C, hyaluronic, bamboo, which is why I also really like it. And I will say it does dissolve really well in water. I've told you this several times. I don't feel like I have to make it in a shaker or a smoothie. Right. I will just pour it in water, give it a little shake or stir, and it pretty much dissolves.
Yeah, I seen a hole in the collagen opportunity. Like they would black, and they would always have like collagen 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And so I was like, what is that? Most people don't know what that is. Most people know about ingredients but other than that, people just buying most collagen for the name. So I was like, I need to change it. I need to put some ingredients, people that can actually Google and stuff. Because collagen 1, 2, and 3, most people don't know what that is. So then I started researching. I kind of knew, but I was like, can I put hyaluronic acid in here? And I was like, that's in makeup. And they're like, yeah, you can put that in there. Then I research, because I take supplements at the house. I was looking at bamboo extract. I was like, can I put this in here? Like, yep. I'm like, how much? And you put this much. I was like, okay, perfect. And I look at the average hyaluronic acid, usually have 15 milligrams. I was able to get 110, so I won't over medicate people. I couldn't put no more. I did try. If I could put more, I could put more. But the thing is, it costs a little more because I'm adding these expensive ingredients in there. Yeah. But I'm not I'm a big person in integrity. I'm not finna try to put some shitty ingredients in there.
The quality matters.
Exactly. 'Cause I want people to have really good results from it. And also it tastes well and it works well and people know what those ingredients are. They can
And you want to take it too.
Exactly.
You were making it for you too.
Exactly. If nobody else take it, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day. So it ended up working. So I ended up trying it out. I didn't make that many units. I was like, this is actually where people are actually buying this. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to invest more in this. And then that's when I started putting together more of a game plan behind it.
Mm-hmm. So what are the top reasons you recommend taking your collagen formula for?
Skin elasticity, slow down the aging process. For people who just, when you look at all those ingredients, like I always say, when you're trying to take all those ingredients separate, it costs a lot of money. But if you can put it all in one jar and blend it up and take it and it tastes good, I probably shouldn't say this. Some of my clients take it as a cocktail. No joke. I kind of defeats the purpose, but at least they're getting some type of benefit out of it. But mainly it's for when you look at hyaluronic acid, hydrolyzed fish collagen, bamboo extract, vitamin C, vitamin E. When you look at those, that pretty much put together the baseline for a beauty product. Mm-hmm. And so when you look at that, taking that individually, it's gonna cost you over $100. It costs you $29 right there.
Yeah, what's yours running at right now?
Let's see, 29, and the
new flavor.
The new flavor is 40.
Okay. Dang. Maybe I like the $29 one. The 40 one's great too. Yeah. So you got strawberry lemonade and you've got peach mango. I know I've got some in my water. I was sipping on it this morning. So where can they find it? So there's your website.
Yeah, website. You have you have Amazon, and
it's on Amazon.
And then it's in Human and MKT, and also the Vintage. And then it's in a few Total Nutrition stores.
Okay, and in Total Nutrition. Wow. So if we make our audience a discount code, they can probably primarily use that on your website, right?
Yeah,
That's where
website.
They would use it. Okay, so go to Harold's website, and what can we do? Code wellness for Hugh. Yeah, I'll drop that in the show notes for 15% off if they want to try the collagen. Yep. Definitely. And I do want to shout out the bamboo extract because my boyfriend that's an acupuncturist said in Chinese medicine, beyond the beauty benefits, it's also really good for kind of anti-inflammation. Yep. So it releases heat is how they would say that. So releases inflammation and it helps digestion. So I love that your concoction is beauty based in design, great for skin and even things like joints and just overall inflammation. So it's really great, tastes great. Peach mango is my favorite. New flavor, strawberry lemonade.
Right.
So
and then also we have an unflavored too.
Okay, yeah, true. So you could mix it in plain. Perfect.
Water, just not water, but food.
Oh, okay, that's a good point.
Food, coffee, orange juice,
yogurt.
Yep.
All the things.
Because some people don't like flavored collagen.
Oatmeal.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your website?
hvlwell.net.
.net. Okay, use code wellness for Hugh for 15% off. Give it a shot. Okay, so that's a little bit about the collagen. What does your daily routine look like? Can you run us through that? Because I want to end with some wellness tips for people.
Oh, man. I see. Usually this morning, usually I wake up. I go to the restroom, of course. Drink some water because I usually be dehydrated when I wake up.
And most people are.
Yep. Brush my teeth, and then usually I usually have a banana or a kind bar. I may have a protein shake for breakfast, and then usually after that I have take my supplements after that, and then before it depends on if I get like hungry or something like that. I have a snack. So usually like breakfast, a snack, lunch, snack, and dinner. And then if I'm really hungry after dinner, I may have some fruit after that.
Wow. Okay. So you eat several times a day.
Oh yeah. Because the thing is, I always tell my clients this: if you don't have a snack in between, because you don't know what your next meal gonna be, you're just trying to crave your hunger, so you're gonna make a bad decision.
Yep.
So the goal is not to make a bad decision in between those meals.
Get some protein in as a snack.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I got my protein shake over here.
Yeah.
I'm not. I want to make a bad decision because the thing is, I'm big on like having a good amount of energy. Like I don't eat for like the taste as much, but I eat for like overall like my energy. I don't want to feel like shit, and I want to maximize my day. And then also have more time with loved ones and enjoy life.
I love that.
Most people when they get up in the morning, and their energy level is like on 60 or 70%. Because you know what? They eat like shit. They don't have no routine, and they're not drinking enough water. And the thing is, when you think about somebody like that, how can you maximize your day? That's why so many people need so much coffee out the day. They take so much energy drinks. That's going to ruin your kidneys long term. And it's just like you get in this vicious lifestyle, then you figure out like, why am I having these issues? Well, you've been having this crappy routine for years, and now it's finally starting to catch up to you.
And I bet you see a lot of the energy drinks with gym people.
Oh my gosh. I used to take them.
True.
I used to take them. I used to like my face be itching and stuff. And I'm like, this can't be right.
This cannot be right.
It can't be right.
Yeah. So do you drink any caffeine now? I'm just curious.
I take like Alani energy. Like
okay.
Alani little
You're not. Are you
pack.
A coffee person? Nah, me neither.
I take that, but I don't take it unless I need it.
Yeah.
But usually I feel like I tell people, you don't really need energy in the gym. Once you start like moving, your endorphins start kicking in, and bam, there it is.
Yeah, usually even if I'm tired, if I can get myself to the gym and get started, my energy will boost back up.
That's it.
And then I'll feel good after.
Unless you're really tired and get enough sleep and working a lot, then you may like need something to boost. But other than that, you really don't.
So that's kind of like your morning routine. What time of day do you normally work out?
I usually work out in the morning. So
you do?
Usually between like 5 and 8 a.m.
Okay. What's your recommendation for like in general workout across the week? Is it like all gym? Do you do some cardio? What does that look like?
So usually I do like I may do like a field workout, like a HIIT workout. Do some weights, of course. Do some active like walking like that. Sometimes my crazy self go walk out in the heat. But I can do it because I take electrolytes. I drink my water, and I work out in the heat. So I may run up and down the field. We have a field at the gym, so my body's conditioned for it. I wouldn't recommend that for everybody, but I can.
You're acclimated.
Yeah, exactly. But I start working out in the heat because we live in Houston, so you might as well be out in it.
Exactly. Yeah, and you look great, so it's working. Whatever. Your routine's working.
Yeah.
So, and then what's your nighttime routine look like?
My nighttime routine usually once I text my clients about in the morning, I shut my phone off.
Okay.
I shut my phone off, and usually I may listen before I may watch some TV. And I probably listen to some daily meditation or listen to some positive affirmation like your body going to sleep, like stuff like that. It's like a nighttime affirmation that I listen to that kind of put your mind at rest. 'Cause at the end of the day, you want to put your mind at rest so you can have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, shift back into parasympathetic nervous system, try to regulate that. So that's awesome. What are your maybe top 3 wellness tips for people listening?
Keep your stress level down.
True. We talked about that.
I see. I would definitely say find ways to put your mind at rest so you can get some good night's sleep so you can have a beneficial day. Because if you don't get a good night's sleep, your day already starting off like shit. For real.
Yeah, stress.
It is. You're pretty much like an intoxicated person. You're already struggling. Now you got to drive some caffeine to make it through the day.
Yeah. It's just to overcome the 60%.
Yeah. So I would say like that's 2 and one more. You definitely want to work out and be active because your body's like a machine.
I was literally just talking about this on my Instagram the other day. The more you sit, like the more tired you are. Like if I sit all day, I'm like more tired than a day I went and worked out.
Right.
But like I don't get as deep of sleep because I'm like my body's not really tired. I'm just like sort of like my mind is tired and my body's stiff, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, to me,
your body like a machine.
Yeah.
It got like you filter your body is are we sitting here, our body's working.
Yeah,
so
that's true. We talked about the car, how if you leave your car in the garage for months
start.
on end, it's barely gonna start. Yeah.
Just like even if you got a Tesla.
Yeah.
That battery gonna start to deplete and you gotta charge that thing up.
But if you run it every day or you work your body out every day, then it's like a well-oiled machine and it works every day and it has that energy to run.
Yeah, to me, it's hard for us to say that because to us it's like common sense, but the average person like taking the constipated shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is because most people it is because like working out is like I gotta do this. Well, you want to go to the doctor, them diagnose you with something crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just like most people don't. Like I was telling Miguel,
they don't have the awareness or the education, which is why we want to help educate people about that. Or they can come work with you.
Most people on autopilot.
Yeah, they are on autopilot.
Then all of a sudden when shit hit the fan, like, oh, I need to take care of this before this happens.
Reactive instead of proactive.
There you go.
Yeah. Are you reading any books right now?
I was reading a financial literature book. I like financial literature, with Tony Robbins.
Ooh, yeah, he's got a good one. I forgot what it's called.
I forgot.
I think I know what the one you're talking about though.
But it's a good one.
What are some goals for your business coming up?
Let's see. Well, right now we're in the process of rebranding.
Oh, okay.
Process of rebranding. Working on getting in some more stores, and then new flavors. And also, just finna scale this. It's finna go through a massive growth.
Scale the collagen.
We got some influencers that got behind us. We got 2 big influencers, and then we definitely finna do some scaling within the next 4 months.
I'm so excited for you. All right, I need the original price discount, original customer discount. Okay, so what does wellness mean to you? Let's end with that.
Wellness mean for me basically taking care of yourself, being present, mind, body, and spirit. And what I mean by mind, body, and spirit, as we sitting here present, how are you, when you gotta check in with yourself, how are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing? Are you getting enough sleep? How's your stress level? Are you overly stressed? Are you controlled? Being in tune with yourself, understanding yourself, how everything working. Are you having any pain here? Are you taking care of that? Checking in with yourself, because the thing is, I always say, if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you help anybody else? And so that's why I look at wellness, just being just in tune with yourself, knowing how to be able to take care of yourself, so you can be able to provide that care to others and being there for your loved ones.
That's beautiful. Any other takeaways you want to share?
I don't know. It's so many. I feel like people gonna probably have to take notes and watch this again.
Exactly. They can come find you, work with you.
Just come visit me. That's it.
Yeah,
just come visit me.
Exactly.
We can just put a plan together and get you out the red and get you in the green.
I love it. Well, Harold, thank you so much. We're so grateful and blessed to have you in Houston to help this community be more well. And if they're from afar, they can definitely check out your collagen line or give you a reach out for questions. So thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great day.
I definitely appreciate you having me.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.
All right.